Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Riding with Tim. I hope everything's all right with you guys. Let me give you all a glimpse of what we got going on here. This is a beautiful, beautiful day, people. Oh, okay. Let me get my phone situated. There we go. Sunshine, blue skies. Please don't go away. That's not how it goes. The Temptations sung a song, I Wish It Would Rain. If you ever get a chance to hear that song, if you ever had your heart broken, they nailed it. Sunshine, blue skies, please go away. All right. I don't have much to talk about this morning, you guys, other than I'm just thankful to wake up and see another day. My health is as good as it is, and that my family's okay. That's a blessing within itself. You have to count your blessings, you all. That's not just a phrase. That's just not something you just say. That is something you need to incorporate into your life. Count your blessings, because when you count your blessings, you start realizing that your life is not as bad as you thought it was, and it can get you through situations that is tough to get through. Count your blessings. And like I said, I can't speak on every situation because I haven't been through every situation. I can't imagine some situations that people go through, and I know it would be very, very hard to get through on your own. But if you incorporate Christ into your life and you make him the captain of your ship, you can navigate through anything. I do believe that. Okay. And for you all who's new to the channel, just know. I hope he's not turning around. Just know, people, that he will provide. And know that when you come to this channel, I'm going to at least witness and acknowledge him. I'm praying at least once in a live broadcast, okay? And it's not to offend anybody. It's not to... I'm not going to say convert, because I would love for everyone to know what I know. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to be pushy with it. But I'm just going to let you know what's going on with me. Good, bad, ugly, and different. It's like I told my friend when he started his faith journey. It's not going to be sunshine and rainbows all the time. There's going to be attacks. There's going to be things that are not going to go your way. But the difference is before and after is you didn't have nobody before to lean on and help you get through it. You didn't have the great counselor to go to. Okay, so after your faith journey and when you get into situations that you feel like is a dead end, that's when you realize I got somebody who can help me. Thank you for the like. Thank you so much for that. A couple of Sundays ago, my pastor preached a sermon out of, oh, goodness gracious. Oh, what was that? Out of, I want to say it was out of Matthew. And please forgive me if I get this wrong. To my Bible scholars out there, please forgive me. Hello. But I want to say it was out of Matthew, and it was talking about Jesus being asleep at the bottom of the boat. All right. And there was a storm that was raging, and the disciples was trying to navigate their way through this storm, and they were panicking. They didn't know what to do. The storm was rough. Now I want you to imagine, I don't know if any of you ever been on a cruise. Hey, how y'all doing? Italy. No, I'm not in Italy. I am in Kentucky. So imagine if you ever been on a cruise, which I have. I had to go on. Well, I didn't have to, but I went on a cruise one time, and the captain had to speed the boat up past cruising speed to make good time. Okay, we kind of, I guess, the way it worked was we left port a little too late, so he had to make up time, and he sped up, and the seas were a little choppy, but you could feel the boat rocking back and forth to the point where it kind of made you nauseous. Okay, now imagine being at the bottom of a ship, sleeping peacefully without a care in the world, while this storm is going on, is throwing your boat back and forth. What kind of faith do you have to be able to sleep through that? I am from, well, right now I'm in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, USA. Now, the disciples, they had witnessed miracles. They walked with Jesus. They've talked with him. They've seen or they've heard his teachings, and they forgot who they had in the bottom of the boat with them. So when they realized, wait a minute, we got Jesus down there, we got the Son of God down here. Now I'm paraphrasing because they didn't say that in the scripture. But once they realized who they had in the boat with them, they went down to the bottom of the boat. They're like, Jesus, wake up. Wake up or we'll perish. So they were saying, if you keep sleeping, we gonna die. Now he wakes up out of a slumber and walks up to the top of the boat, to the top deck, and says, "Peace, be still." Now you can imagine, if you're a believer, and even if you're a non-believer, just humor me for a second. Can you imagine the awe and the surprise and just the pure astonishment that these disciples had when the rain stopped and the seas were calm with just a word? And then he looked at him and said, "Ye a little faith." They didn't have to wake him up in order to believe that the storm was going to stop. Let's see here. It is morning for me. Oh, wow, it's evening. Okay. Yeah, come out. Come out and see. Come out and see God's creation, guys. I would love to travel. Of course, there's a lot of civil unrest right now. A lot of people in charge in different countries who are power hungry, who are using measuring sticks. I'm gonna show you I'm bigger than you. We all we're all inhabitants of this world. We're all inhabitants of this world, and I don't understand why we can't even get along. And I'm not surprised. I mean, because here in the U.S. we can't even get along. So how are we going to get along with anybody else, to be honest with you? We got just a lot of hatred in people's hearts, and it's growing. And that's why I'm just trying to get this word out, Tim, my name is Tim. Please subscribe if you don't mind. All right, so a lot of us observe this day as Easter Sunday. This is the day that a lot of us believers believe that Jesus rose from the dead. He was resurrected with all power of heaven and earth in his hand. And I think the Holy Spirit is leading me to go ahead and leave it at that, because I don't want to overdo it, and I don't want to make you guys think that this is a sermon and that I'm a minister, because I'm definitely not. But I do want to spread the good news, people. That if you have the Lord in your life, He's going to help you get through it. He's going to come to the top of your ship. He's going to be the captain of your ship, and He's going to say, "Peace, be still." And He's going to make it all right. He's going to make it better. Now, your version of all right, that's the problem. I have that problem. I have a vision of what all right is, and my all right may not align with what God's all right, His vision of all right is. Okay? We have to get together and get on one accord, get aligned with the Spirit. And how could I put this? If you, and this is, I'm talking to myself now, okay? I'm talking to myself now. I talk to a lot of Americans. They have trying. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. I get tongue-tied as it is, trying to say words that I say every day. So, yeah, I was born and raised in the countryside, and a lot of people make fun of my accent, but yes, this is just who I am. At first I can't see your name. I can barely see what you're writing right now. I would have to concentrate. I'm trying to drive, so I just kind of glance. I wish you would stay on your side of the road there, buddy. To you all that is on live right now with me, go back and check out my last 3 lives and get yourself qualified to win the $50 giveaway. That's right, you seen me coming. We're just so impatient. There's nobody behind me. It ain't going nowhere, really? You couldn't have waited 30 seconds to let me by. Okay, see, my road rage is coming out a little bit. This right here is just ridiculous. You couldn't wait 30 seconds to let me by, so I wouldn't have to slow down. People are a mess. Anyway, let me see if I can't read this here. Yeah, so they say. So they say. Okay, if you're familiar with history, you'll know back in the 60s, we claimed the same thing. And I think they had several missions to the moon after that in the 60s, but it stopped. And let's see here. So that was over 50 years ago. And all the advanced technology that has been developed during that time, never explored space quite that way again. We never went back to the moon. Kind of fishy to me. And it's also after, when you got everything going on. I'm not saying it's not an astonishing accomplishment. But when you have everything that's going on, when you got famine in the world, you got homelessness, you're basically putting your life savings in your gas tank. You know what I mean? And you got money to spend to send people to the moon. I do know that jet fuel and rocket fuel and all this stuff is not inexpensive. It's pretty expensive. And then we have a war going on. And we're helping with another war. Where do we get the money? And how come we can tell people that we're not going to help the less fortunate with their medical bills or even if you don't give out money, how about you regulate the healthcare system to make it to where it's affordable? All right, I'm not going to try to get into the political thing, so it kind of trips me out. Yes, it is very exciting in some sense to think that people have went to the moon. But in the other sense, we are not in a time where that should be something that's on our radar. We should be trying to figure out how we're going to end these wars without as much bloodshed as went on, and figure out how we're going to help people who need help. And I'm not saying everyone who is in a bad situation needs assistance, because sometimes you put yourself in bad situations and you're gonna have to You got the capability to get yourself out of those situations. You might have to suffer a little bit, but you'll get through on the other side. But there's a lot of folks who don't have the capability of operating in adversity the way we do, the way certain people do. All right, and they need a little help. And we have gotten to here in the society, not just in the U.S. but in society, we've gotten into this sort of mindset of I'm the most important person in the world. Nobody should come before me. What does the Lord say? All right. What does that say? Hold on. I'm trying to read that. Oh my God, bro. Is fake fact. No, nobody knows. Nobody knows. And that's the problem. Because I'm telling you guys, at the end of the day, when you look at history and you start putting the pieces of the puzzle together in history, you start looking at how many lies that each country has told its citizens to get them to obey, to be obedient. It's amazing. A lot of these things that are going on are distractions to keep you docile and obedient. I mean, we're firing rockets and we're sending battleships and aircraft carriers to a distant land to fight a war. And I was listening to a guy the other day, and he was like, yeah, this war is necessary because the country we're fighting, they were sponsoring terror around the world. I'm a Black American, and we've experienced terrorism, but it wasn't from other countries. We've experienced terrorism from here, and they still yet to classify these organizations that committed this terrorism against American citizens as a terrorist organization. They call them hate groups. No, they're terrorists. They're committing domestic terrorism, but they're not being treated as such because the people in power look like them. I said it. I get so sick and tired of people trying to justify things, but they don't look at the bigger picture, or they think that people that they're talking to is so ignorant and what can easily be led. What are you doing? Ooh. You know, and all of this right here on this channel is my opinion. Research for yourself. You talk about the moon landing in the 60s. Did we have the technology to get people to the moon and back safely? Because from what I understand, we are way more advanced now than we were. So, from what I was told, space is a vacuum. So there is no breathable elements in space that if your pressurized suit gets damaged, you're going to implode, okay? Or explode or whatever. Then you have the moon and its gravity. From what I was told in school, the gravity of the moon is different from the Earth because of the size of the moon and its rotation. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having a hard time believing that we've ever been to the moon or we went to the moon, especially now with everything that's going on. We just all of a sudden decided we're going to go to the moon. Yeah, that's just my opinion. I'm not saying it can't be done. I don't know. I didn't go, so I don't know. So, yeah. Well, we touched on everything, haven't we? Touched on faith, touched on conspiracy. I don't know. I'm not even talking about this administration. I'm just talking about the time that we are in and the people that we have in power and had in power. I just don't put anything past them. I've said it before in public, and I'll say it on here. I don't trust none of them. I don't care what political party you're affiliated with. It becomes a cult following when you believe that the people that you are aligned with are perfect. Say what you will. It becomes an occult following when you believe that the people that you are following can do no wrong, that it's everybody else around you. I've sat back and I watched so-called, and I'm going to say that with a capital letter in front of so-called religious leaders, which I do not believe in religion, saying that just our leader now is like Jesus. Get out of here. Get out of here. When you start telling people stuff to gain favor with them instead of gaining favor with the Lord, you got a problem. And I was told when I was a kid, I'll never forget this. I was probably in 7th grade, and I had a teacher, and she was a good teacher. She was a really good teacher. She was passionate about her work. I didn't make it easy on her. I was a pretty bad kid. I wouldn't say bad, but I was mischievous. Didn't want to listen. But anyway, she told us one time, she was like, how do you indoctrinate people to your cause? Because we got to talking about World War II. And she said, first you get control of the media, then you can get control of the narrative, and then you keep repeating something over and over. You keep repeating a lie over and over and over and over, and people will start believing it. And what they have done, they have made a game of this stuff, and now it's almost like you're rooting for your home team. People are wearing merchandise, rooting for their home team. And don't get me wrong, if you are in a country, whether it's in the U.S. or wherever in the world, you want to pray that your leaders have enough sense to lead, and lead with humility, lead with servitude, okay? Because a leader is a servant. A leader is supposed to be a servant to the people and not self-serving, not trying to force people to put their names on buildings and build statues for them. That's adultery. That's adultery. And even if you didn't ask for a statue, you tell them, no, I don't need a statue. I don't need a statue. I served the way I should have. If that's the case, every person that's ever died in a war for their country should have a statue. Because they served. Sorry, you all. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit riled up. It bothers me to see how far, and I ain't even mad at the people in power right now. I'm mad at the people who are backing them. We outnumber them, and they have brainwashed people into taking sides instead of looking for truth. The sponsored terrorism, that may be true. That may be true. But the U.S.'s hands is not clean. Because they've sponsored terrorism amongst their own people. That's facts in history. I don't understand why we think we can take the moral high ground against different countries when we have nothing to brag about. And then the go-to is this. This is what the go-to is, and it's funny to me. As soon as you start speaking truth, then you got one person, well, if you don't like what's going on, you can leave. Why? Didn't the founding fathers say I can voice my opinion? Why are you trying to kick me out of the country? I have a right to speak my opinion just like anyone else. If I don't agree with it, I got a right to say I don't agree. That doesn't make me any less of a patriot. Do I want to be anywhere else in the world? Absolutely not. But I would love for us to be represented in a fashion that is of God. And quit using God as a tool to get what you want. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I do not want to get on here and make this a political thing, because it's not. It's a godly thing. It's good versus evil, guys. And just pray that you end up on the right side of the Lord. Okay? Pray that God puts you on the right side, because I'm not saying that God can't use these current leaders. They can change. As long as they got breath in their body, they can be an instrument for the Lord. And that's what I'm praying for. I'm praying that they use their influence and their power to glorify the Lord and bring peace, love, and stability to this world. All right, you all. I'm going to get off of here. Yeah, I preached long enough. I appreciate you guys riding with me. Thank you for the likes. I will be back on again probably tomorrow. And I will be getting the last instruction out for the giveaway pretty soon. So I just want you guys to be looking out for that, okay? All right, so I love you guys. I pray y'all have a good day. Enjoy the rest of this day, evening, night, wherever you're at. And let's all take care of each other. And one more thing. If everyone's a servant, everyone gets served. Leadership is servitude. All right, so let's all be leaders and let's serve. All right, y'all be good. Love you guys.